Now, if the length of BD is given to you and if the length of DC is given to you, then this entire length here is 10 centimeters, 8 plus 2. Now you see that in the bigger triangle ABC, this is the length 10 centimeters, right? That means this is the hypotenuse of this triangle. Now, if you know the hypotenuse, if you remember last year, I had mentioned this to you, that if you know the length of the hypotenuse, how will you find out the other two lengths? You must look for a triplet. You see Pythagorean triplets, if you have done, you see that 6, 8, and 10 form a Pythagorean triplet. If this forms a Pythagorean triplet, then this length must be 8 centimeters. You can take it to be 6 centimeters also, no problem. Okay, because it looks longer, it looks a little longer, so we'll take it as 8 centimeters. Okay, and you can take this length as 6 centimeters. Okay, you can take this length as 6 centimeters also, and you can take this length as 8 centimeters also. So either you can take this or you can take this. Okay, so let's continue with this measurement. That is, we take the length of AB as 6 centimeter and we take the length of AC as 8 centimeters. Fine. So now once we know all these lengths, we can prove similarity in triangle ABD and triangle ABC. Angle B is equal to angle B, common angle. And since we are writing the smaller triangle first, so angle ABD, which is the right angle triangle for angle ABD, it is angle ADB is equal to angle BAC equal to 90 degrees. This is given to you. Therefore, what can you say? Triangle ABD is similar triangle ABC. This is by AA rule. Okay, so once we have proved similarity, now the question is, what are the proportional sides? So let's list down the proportional sides. Look at the figure. Opposite, this is the common angle, right? Opposite to this angle in the smaller triangle is the side ED. So we write ED in the numerator. In the bigger triangle, if you see, opposite to angle B is which side? AC. So we write AC in the denominator. Right? Next, we look at the right angle triangle. This 90 degree angle in the smaller triangle. Opposite to this 90 degree is this hypotenuse, AB. So we'll write AB. Opposite to this 90 degree angle in the bigger triangle is the entire side BC, you see. Right? And finally, you have which angle is the only angle that is left. In the smaller triangle, if you see, the angle that is left is this angle. In the bigger triangle, the angle that is left is this angle. Therefore, these two must be equal. In the smaller triangle, opposite to this side is the length BD, side BD. And opposite to this is in the bigger triangle is the side AB. Right? So this, I have written the proportional sides. Okay, now we check what we need to find out. You need to find out the length of AD here. And what all are given? BD is given to be 2 centimeters. So this is given. CD is given to be 8 centimeters, but there's no CD here. But definitely you see a BC here. So we know the length of BC. This we know. Okay, what else do we know? We know the length of AB also, right? And AC do we know? Yes, we know the length of AC also. So that means we need to take these two equalities to get our required length, AD. So we write the proportional sides. Sides are proportional, right? AD by AC is equal to AB by BC is equal to BD by AB. Just as above, we were taking first two equalities in order to find out the length of AD. Let's take the first two. Therefore, AD by AC is equal to AB by BC. Put the values here. AD we need to find out. Length of AC is given to be 8 centimeters. Length of AB is given to be 6 centimeters. Length of BC is 10 centimeters. Therefore, you get AD by 8 is equal to 6 by 10. That means AD by 8 is equal to 0.6. That means AD is 0.6 into 8, which is equal to 4.8 centimeters. Fine. So the only trick here was that the two lengths were not given, and we found out the length of the other two sides by Pythagorean triplets. Now, if you had taken this as 8 centimeters, and if you had taken this as 6 centimeters, then you would have got a different answer. So either way, it will work. Now, what will happen is that sometimes in the problem they may give you like this. Additionally, they will give you the side AC is greater than AB. Suppose if they give you side AC is greater than AB, then you will have to take AC to be 8 centimeters. You will have to take AB as 6 centimeters. Clear? Any questions here? Let's move on to the next question then. The next question here is, a 15 meters high tower casts a shadow of 24 meters at a certain time. And the same time, a telephone pole casts a shadow of 16 centimeters long. Find the height of the telephone pole. So there are two poles here. First of all, you have a tower. And you have whose shadow is how long? This is 24 meters long. What is the height of the telephone of this tower? It is 15 meters. This is our tower. Okay, this is the shadow. The length of the shadow is 24 meters. Okay, diagram is not given. I'm drawing the diagram according to the instructions. Okay, and you have a telephone pole also. Say here, somewhere over here, say we have a telephone pole. Okay, and this casts a shadow. What is the height of this telephone pole? It is 16 meters. Okay, no, shadow length is 16 centimeters. Okay, we have to find out this length. Okay, fine, we have to find out this length. And what is the length of the shadow here? It is 16 meters, right? What is the source of the light? Source of the light is say somewhere over here. Say somewhere over here is your sun, right? So you can take the source of light over here. Okay. So what you do here is you join both of these. Let's shorten this a little. Okay, now let's label it. So these two are perpendicular to the ground level. These two are 90 degrees. Okay, you need to find out the length of CD here. Okay, this is given to be 24. So again, what does it look like? If you see, this looks like your type 3 figure, right? In which two triangles should be similar? This triangle here, CDM, must be equal to ABM, right? These two triangles, the bigger triangle. So how do you prove similarity? This is the common angle. And these two angles are already given to you as 90 degrees. So therefore, these two triangles are similar. Okay, so let's prove similarity in triangle CDM and triangle ABM. Angle M is equal to angle M, common angle. And in the smaller triangle, you have angle CDM is equal to angle ABM, equal to 90 degrees. This is given to you. Two angles of the two triangles are equal. Therefore, triangle CDM similar to triangle ABM. Now we write the proportional sides. Okay, so identify the third angle which is equal. This angle must be equal to this. Now we can write the proportional sides easily. In the smaller triangle, this is the common angle. Opposite to this angle is the side CD. So we write CD in the numerator, whose length we have to find out, of course. And in the bigger triangle, opposite to this common angle is the side AB. Also, the next angle that is equal here is the 90-degree angle. So in this 90-degree angle, opposite to this angle is the side CM. Opposite to this 90-degree angle is the side AM. And the third angle that we took equal was this angle in the smaller triangle. Opposite to this angle here is the side DM. And opposite to this angle here is the entire side, this entire side BM. Okay. So this is, now we are going to find out the length of CD. Let's mark it here. Mark it in pencil. CD. We are going to find out what lengths are given. AB length of given, height of the tower is given to you, AB. CM, the length of CM is not given. Neither is the length of AM given. Okay. So these two are not given to you. CM by AM. Okay. DM, is DM given? Yes, DM is given. DM is the shadow of the telephone pole, which is given to you. BM is the shadow of the tower. This is given. That means we need to take the first and the third equality to find out the value of CD. So we have CD by AB is equal to DM by AM, BM. In CD by the length of AB here is 15. And the length of DM here is 16. The length of BM here is 20. Now we can find out the length of CD. 24 CD is equal to 15 into 16. That means CD is equal to 15 into 16 divided by 24. I can cancel this with 4 and find out. 3 you cancel. This is 20 by 3. Or should it cancel any further? Yes. It's 10. So the length of this telephone pole is 10 meters. Is this clear? Or any question? Fine. If no question, then we move on to the next part of this similarity, which is called the basic proportionality theorem. In short, we call it BPT. Now, BPT is actually a deduction from type 2 similarity. Okay. What does the theorem state here? If you have a triangle given to you such that a straight line intersects this triangle, the two sides of the triangle. So triangle, what is given to you? Triangle, any triangle ABC is given to you, and a straight line, say L, intersects this triangle at 2 points D and E. Okay. So given here, triangle ABC, where L intersects sides AB and AC at D and E respectively, such that L is parallel to the third side. Not only a straight line, not only any straight line that intersects, but this straight line also has to be parallel to the third side. Then what can we conclude according to this theorem, according to BPT? Our conclusion is that AD by AB, that is length of this side divided by the length of this side, is equal to the ratio of this side to this side, AE by EC. Okay, this is what the BPT is. I've given you the proof. You can go through the proof. The proof um, is very similar to your type 2. Okay, you can go through this proof. Fine. The proof will not come. However, the converse of BPT you must know. This is the actual basic proportionality theorem. Okay. Now, what is the converse of BPT? The converse of BPT is just the other way around. That is, in this case, this is given to you, and this is what you conclude. If this is given to you, then you conclude this. Just the other way around. So in the converse, what is given to you? That in any triangle, D and E are points such that AD by AB is equal to AE by EC. Let's write it down in a proper manner so that you understand it. Converse of BPT. You have any triangle in which there are 2 points D and E on the 2 sides of the triangle, right? Such that triangle ABC is given, in which D and E are 2 points on the sides AB and AC, such that AD, that is this length, divided by this length, ratio of these two lengths, such that AD by DB is equal to ratio of these two lengths, AE by EC. Then what can you say? You can say here that if you join D and E by any straight line, you can extend the straight line also. DE will be parallel to BC. That is your conclusion. Okay. So in the first part in BPT, the line was given to be parallel, right? Here the line is not given to be parallel, but here in fact the certain portions of the side of the triangle are given to you as proportional. In that case, you are concluding that the line is parallel. That is the difference between the BPT and the converse of BPT. Okay. Okay. So let's move on to the next theorem, which is called the angle bisector theorem. In this, if you have a triangle ABC, in which suppose I am bisecting the angle A. This angle I am bisecting. If I'm bisecting this angle, that means this angle here must be equal to this angle here. And let's say that the bisector of this angle meets the third side at opposite side, in fact, at the point D. Okay, so given here, triangle ABC, in which AD is the bisector of angle A. Okay, so therefore, what can you conclude here? You can conclude that the ratio of this BD to this DC must be equal to the ratio of, since BD we have taken here, BD have written first, so we will take this side here, is equal to AB by AC. Okay, this is what angle bisector theorem states. Suppose if you are to take the other way around, suppose if you are writing DC first, that is you are writing this side first, DC, equal to, then you will write this side first on the other side, DC. And then you have BD, and then you can write this side, AB. Okay, so this is what is called the angle bisector theorem. The statement you can read here. Okay, this is what is this the meaning of angle bisector theorem. And if I've explained here, if the bisector instead of angle A, suppose if I'm bisecting this angle, angle B, then what can I write? This length AD divided by, and on the other side, what will you write? Since you are writing this side first, you will write this side first is equal to AB divided by, now you can write this side DC divided by, now you can write this side BC. Okay, similarly, you can have this case. If I'm writing AD first, then I give an equality sign. I will write this side first. And then you can write BD. And here you can write BC. Okay, no questions here. Next is the converse of angle bisector theorem. Converse means just the opposite of what is given. The given part here you will conclude, and the conclusion part here must be given. Okay, so let's see converse of BPT, converse of angle bisector theorem. Okay, in this part, what happens? What is given to you? Triangle ABC is given, in which you have a straight line that passes through the vertex A, meeting the other side BC at say D. Till now I don't know whether this is the bisector or not. Okay, so given here, triangle ABC, in which AD meets the side BC at D, such that, how does it meet the side BC? It meets the side BC such that BD by AB is equal to DC by AC. Okay, this is given to you. Then what can you conclude? Your conclusion will be that AD is the bisector of angle A. Okay, clear with this? No problem. This is all what you have to know. Okay, so let's do some applications of BPT. Just one application to start with. Uh, this figure is given to you here. In the first question, you have this triangle and you have a straight line, which is such that the straight line is parallel to the side BC of this triangle. And you have this straight line meeting the sides AB and AC at D and E respectively. Okay, so all the conditions of BPT are satisfied here, right? Now let's see what is given. AD is given to be X. In the first part, this is the first part of the question. AD is given to be X. DB is given to be X minus 2. And AE is given to be X plus 2. And EC is given to be X minus 1. You need to find out the value of X, right? So how will you start? You can apply, because line DE is parallel to BC. Since DE parallel to BC, applying BPT. In triangle ABC, we get this length AD by this length DB is equal to this length AE by this length EC. Now I put the values here. AD is X, DB is X minus 2, AE is X plus 2, and EC is X minus 1. Okay, you cross multiply, solve this. X into X minus 1 is equal to X plus 2 into X minus 2. Means X square minus X is equal to, this is A plus B into A minus B form, the X square minus 2 square. Right? So this X square will cancel on both sides. You get minus X is equal to minus 4. You get X is equal to 4 centimeters. Right? So that's what. Fine. Let's do the next part of this question. Next part is also the same thing actually. You can go through the next part. I don't think that the next part needs explanation. Okay, just go through this because you will be applying BPT, except that the values of the sides are changed. Okay. Just let us understand this and I'll explain this sum in the next class. Now, you have this triangle here. Read the question. In the adjoining figure, this figure is given to you. AB is parallel to DE. Okay, so AB is parallel to the side D, to the length D. So this length is given to you here. Let's say this is DE. Okay, and BD parallel to EF. BD parallel to EF. BD. Okay, this length, this side is given to be AB. All this. So AB, and you have C here. This is given. AB parallel to DE. Okay, these two are parallel. Let's mark it. BD parallel to EF. BD. So join this. And this is also given to you. Okay, so these two are parallel. You need to show that DC square is equal to CF into AC. Okay, so how will you show DC square is equal to CF into AC? First, you see BCD, you see this triangle here, BCD. In this triangle, you see FE or EF is parallel to BD. So you can apply BPT in this, right? Next, what you see the bigger triangle ABC, this triangle, in which this line DE is parallel to AB. That means you can apply BPT here also. So once you apply BPT here, and with after some manipulation, you will get your required results. So the point here is that you have to identify which two lines are parallel. Just as in midpoint theorem, if you remember in class 9, we were identifying which two straight lines are parallel, and then we were applying the midpoint theorem. Similarly, here in BPT, we need to identify which two straight lines are parallel. Okay, after identification of which two straight lines are parallel, we now apply BPT in that particular triangle. Okay, so I will continue with this in the next class. I will stop here. On Wednesday, I will continue.